Hello everyone and welcome back. This is going to be a big video for me and for you guys. In 2023, I started watching Twin Peaks. Watching the whole first season inspired me to create my first solo short film called Twin Summits. After that, I finished season 2. I was a bit confused. I did try and figure a few things out. I then watched Fire Walk with Me, which was also really confusing, but it kind of because I've seen so many weird things, I just try and put bits together and try and explain it. And a little bit ago, I started watching Twin Peaks: The Return, or Twin Peaks Season 3, so it was meant to be 25 years later after the original show. I lost interest a little bit through because I was just like, what is this? About a week ago, I started watching it again, and now I've completely finished. And I have never felt this confused or this concerned about something I've watched because I just don't know. I'm gonna go through it as best as I can and try and explain shit, but I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to because a girl named Laura Palmer shows up dead. Unfortunately, she's been killed. The whole first series is just trying to figure out how she died and connecting all different things together. It turned out they ended up figuring out it was some sort of guy named Bob, and he was some sort of supernatural he was some sort of entity, some sort of demon or whatever. And in season 2, it was revealed that he actually, this demon or whatever it was, Bob, possessed Laura Palmer's dad. Bob used her dad as a vessel to try and get to Laura, to torment her and shit like that. Bob ends up, getting out of the dad eventually. The mum, Sarah, Laura's mum, she's just mad. She's just a fucking nut throughout the whole thing. She's obviously got skits. She's skits. But anyway, so there's a place called the Black Lodge. So the Black Lodge seems like it's meant to be hell in some sort of way, but it's not. It's like hell's waiting room. It's like a waiting room to the afterlife. That's what it seems like it is. And then the White Lodge never really is explained. We never really know what the White Lodge is, or why it exists, or what it's for. Characters out the show have weird dreams, visions of the future, shit like that. And he ends up going into the Black Lodge, but this entity, Bob, there's some evil doppelganger of Cooper that's created, and when when Cooper goes to exit the lodge, it's not actually him. He's now stuck in this Black Lodge or whatever this area is. The evil doppelganger of Cooper, which Bob has possessed because he's out of Laura Palmer's dad. He's now possessing the evil version of Cooper that was created in the Black Lodge, and the evil version of Cooper escapes. Now, 25 years later, in The Return, it has been 25 years. The normal Dale Cooper is still in the lodge. He eventually gets freed from the lodge. He can now leave. He's supposed to he's meant to go back into, sort of merge with his evil self. But the evil version has created a version of himself called Dougie Jones, which is another version of Cooper. And he's has a family and stuff. So when the good Cooper is sent back through the Black Lodge, through another dimension, he's floating through space. He's sent back to himself, but he doesn't go back to the evil Cooper. He goes back to this other guy named Dougie Jones. But this whole process, when he goes back into this other Dougie Jones person, he loses his memory completely. He's literally blank. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know that he even exists. He's just blank. His mind is completely blank. And he ends up doing these certain things because he's so dumb. He ends up winning money. This guy named Mike, who is in the Black Lodge, sort of tries to help him get his memory back, but he has no idea what's going on. There's little things that he does recognize, like coffee and cherry pie and stuff that he loves. But anyway, the evil Cooper is out on some sort of journey, trying to find fuck knows what. I have no fucking idea. Halfway through the series, this episode comes called Episode 8, Got a Light. And it's this black and white episode in 1945. And it was some big nuclear explosion. Pretty sure it was the first nuclear explosion. And it showed inside of that, it seems like this explosion created something. And there's like this weird entity that's roaming throughout the new series. Her name is Judy. It ends up being, Judy or whatever this entity is. It seems like in 1945, this entity created Bob, which is the weird, and whatever he is, some sort of demon or whatever. And then it shows another place, another new place we haven't seen. It's not the White Lodge. It can't be the White Lodge because it doesn't make any sense. It's like some weird black and white place. And some giant guy named the Fireman. And he creates this golden orb. This is in 1945. He creates this golden orb with the face of Laura Palmer in it and sends it down to Earth at the same time that this evil entity is also creating Bob. So what it seems like there is, like, at this explosion, it was some sort of big event that happened, and it caused like an evil force and a good force to create sort of two beings, like a good and evil. So Laura Palmer's the good and Bob is the bad. And it's like they're meant to exist or something. That's like sort of what made them exist, this weird entities or whatever. Whoever these interdimensional things are, some cosmic beings created these two good and evil things, sent them to Earth, and one day they were destined to sort of meet and whatever. All of that was meant to happen. I think that's what that is. The evil Cooper has died several times throughout this show before this actually happened. There was a one bit where he teamed up with some sort of like criminal guy. And he's trying to, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to find. I honestly don't know. He's just like roaming around trying to find shit coordinates. He goes to the wrong coordinates. This guy literally just explodes into flames. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And the evil Dale Cooper, the evil doppelganger, doesn't even know who Judy is. Like, this Judy is meant to be some sort of like cosmic evil or whatever that's existed for years and years, like since ancient times. And she was like, they even used like scenes from the Fire Walk With Me movie and did like voiceovers and shit. Apparently she existed all the way back then in the original series in the 90s in the movie and shit. But like, nothing makes any sense, and it seems like all of this was triggered by this explosion that happened in 1945 or whenever it was. This explosion triggered something. Like, it was a massive event, and it caused... It's some cosmic event, and it caused two, like, good and evil beings to create sort of sources and send them to Earth to fucking who knows what. It's like fate or something, I don't know. When Dale Cooper gets his memories back, he ends up going to the convenience store. The convenience store... It's like some sort of weird location. It was in like it was in the Fire Walk With Me movie, and it's in the original series. It seems like some sort of, it's like some multiple supernatural beings exist there. It seems like it's some sort of like doorway between the Black Lodge and somewhere like that. He ends up going to the Black Lodge, like teleporting there, and he goes back in time. Don't fucking ask me how. He goes back in time to stop Laura Palmer from getting killed. But doing that sort of changed history completely. So he goes to find Laura Palmer now to see if she's dead or not, and she's just some random woman. Her name isn't even Laura. She's just got a random name. It's literally it's the same person, but she's got a completely different name. So he goes, come on, I'm going to bring you to Twin Peaks and show you where you grew up in this house. He goes to this house with her in Twin Peaks that she literally lived in, and it's some random woman there. They don't know anyone named Sarah or Leland or nothing like that. And then Dale Cooper goes, what year is this? And then the fate, whatever Laura is now, whoever she is, and she just looks at the fucking house and screams, end of show. I can't even explain it properly because this show is one of the most confusing things I've ever seen. Like, I thought Inland Empire and Mulholland Drive were confusing, and Lost Highway. I thought they were confusing. I thought the original Twin Peaks plus the movie was confusing. I watched The Return. I'm just going to rate it probably just... I love the original series and movie so much. Just The Return was just mental, and I just can't. If stuff made sense, it would definitely be an 8, but I feel like I'm just going to give it a 6. Mainly the 6 because of the first 2 seasons and the movie were great. The Return, no. The Return just messed everything up for me. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I want to hear your thoughts, but I don't know if I'll be reading comments because I just can't be bothered, like, looking into this anymore because I just don't know. Anyway, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. And it won't be as confusing as this.